Hey, a pleasant good day, everyone. I am Joe Boric from BPAL Picks, and I'm going to be giving you our free early window video picks of the week for the 1 o'clock hour games. The three games we're going to be covering this week are Ravens and Colts, Seattle, and Bills, and Falcons and Broncos from the 1 o'clock hour. We'll start with the Falcons and Broncos. I believe that game will be the Falcons winning. They have just looked a more progressive getting going in their offense, progressing in their offense since Dan Quinn's been fired and looked a lot better. And I think they're going to continue to do that. Matt Ryan has been on point this year. Actually, he's 12 and 4, 12 TDs only, 4 interceptions for 2,462 yards, for 211 completions out of 316 attempts. Excuse me. He's been good, and their passing attack has been good all year. Their passing yards is ranked second in the league. Their issue is their rushing attack needs to be more consistent, as well as obviously the Falcons' defense is 29th. That's pretty bad, along with the Denver's defense, who's ranked 18th. Both of these defenses, and both of them are bad in passing yards. Middle of the pack for Denver, ranked 31st for the Falcons. So this is going to be a game mainly because of the inability of Denver that I think will go under 49.5, because if you look at the average offenses, if you just add the points together, it puts you at about the points they score per game. It puts you at about 46.4 points, which is a couple under the under. And that's if the Broncos, which they haven't been doing of late, actually meet their average offense. So I don't think they're going to do that unless if Philip Lindsay's in. And even then, I think the Falcons, with how they played better since Dan Quinn has left, are going to progress, as Matt Ryan said in his post game last week, and just continue to do better and better. So that is our first pick that we are giving to our for our Patreons for free as well, since all the picks are free, which I should mention all the way now through hockey season. Our NFL picks are going to be free because then we'll have more to actually give you in basketball and hockey to make it worth the pay, where now there's just not enough to give. But these are our picks for Capper Comparison Pick. Check him out on YouTube. Give him a follow. Get him up to 500 subscribers. He's at 420 right now. He's doing some great stuff over there and really helping us out, and we really appreciate that, man. Thank you. And now we'll move on to Seattle over the Bills. I say over because I do believe Seattle's going to win. Russell Wilson has been playing like a bat out of hell all year. 26 and 6, a 120 rating. His QBR is ridiculous. He has 2,151 passing yards. I mean, he has just been a menace with the ball. He has a 260 rushing yards to add to with a 7.4 average. This guy can move. He can avoid the play. Playing against another good athletic, bigger body quarterback, obviously, in Allen, who has 2,172 yards, 16 touchdowns, 5 picks, and a 102.4. Very solid rating in QBR himself. He's just been a little bit lesser than the Josh Allen we saw from the first, like, about 5-6 weeks in the last 2 weeks. So I think we need to see more from him. But this is going to be a close game. I just think Seattle's too much. Their offense is going to be too much for the Bills. But this game will go over, even though it's a 55, because for how good Seattle's offense is, that's how bad their defense is. And Buffalo, I think, even in a loss, is going to be able to get their swagger back in this game. I think Allen's going to have a good week. They're just not going to win. And it's going to be in a close game, which is going to push it over the 55. And since it's going to be a close game, that's why for this one, I'm not willing to play with the line as much, just because it's only a couple points, and this could very well be a field goal game that it just becomes a 1 point game with how close it could be with a high score. Because I do think with how these two defenses, especially how Seattle's defense has been playing, but the last couple weeks, Buffalo's just been playing conservative, and they're ranked middle of the pack and bad in rushing. So if Carson's back, they're able to rush well. I do believe the Seattle Seahawks are going to be able to get this win. It's just going to be a close game that'll push it over 55, and that's why I wouldn't go near the spread in that game. And our last game is going to be Ravens and Colts. I mean, the Ravens, they have just been a team, other than the Steelers have stopped them, of course, and the Chiefs, who are two of the best teams in the league overall this year. So that's acceptable, obviously, and somewhat expected in a sense too. The Ravens are doing really well. Lamar is 12-4 with a 94.3 rating and 1,343 yards, and of course a boatload of rushing yards to go along with that at 411 right now. So Dobbins has been stepping up and playing pretty well as Gus Edwards. Having Mark Ingram back would be huge for them, though. Since he's more of the brute guy that can go up the middle and really mix up their offense to the best of their abilities, who's questionable with an ankle, but he did miss practice this Thursday. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. I think they also need to start using their tight ends and Mark Andrews, Boyle. They use them pretty good. Um, but just not mixed in enough on plays over the middle, plays where I think they could use the big body guys more, since other than the recently acquired Des Bryant, they have a lot of guys like the Sneeds of the world, when healthy, the DeAnthony Thomases of the world, obviously Hollywood Brown. They got all these guys that are quick and agile, not necessarily guys that are possession. That's why I think they should use their tight ends more. But I do believe that the Ravens are going to be able to handle the Colts in this game. This is a battle of two very good teams. It's going to be a very close game, which is also why I was hesitant in putting in a spread in this, and I'm not going to, because I just think it's too close and not fair to put it in for you guys, since I think this has a chance to be a field goal game as well. I just think the dynamic of the Ravens offense to defense with the dynamic players they have on both sides is going to be able to get them over the hump of the Colts, who have really just been coached very well and have been overplaying how good people expected, I think, them to be. People expected them to be a playoff team, but maybe not 5-2 right now, looking like one of the better battling teams in the AFC. So I would say this game is going to go to the Ravens. That'll make them 6-2, and this game is going to go under 48 points, because the Colts defense is the best to stop in the rush, and that's usually what limits the Ravens from scoring. But the Ravens defense is just one of the better in football, which I think will limit the Colts from scoring. So this will be a low scoring affair that'll be a close affair that'll go in Baltimore's favor, in my opinion. But this has been a video for BPAL Picks. I'm Joe Boric, and this is for Capper Comparison Picks. Again, check him out over there. He does some great stuff. These are our free picks of the week for our early morning window or early afternoon window 1 o'clock hour games. Have a great, safe, and pleasant day, everybody. Peace out.